So I talked about recently a video that was made by AI with this new Seedance 2.0, which is like the new big, ooh, it's going to destroy Hollywood. Oh, we're so done. This, blah, 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 blah. I've heard it a million times. The thing that Seedance is doing that is particularly sinister is that it is a lot more gung-ho with using copyrighted material because it is made by ByteDance. It's in China, so they are a little outside of certain jurisdictions, but also not really. There's like cease and desist. It's a whole thing. I don't know all of the international law stuff about it, but it's a lot more steely than other ones. So the main thing in Seedance that has been going around, the one that's kind of been dominating the headlines is, all right, so this is the one. This is the original video. An AI generated video of Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting. You no longer can tell it's AI. Yeah. And then they punch each other. And he says you killed Jeffrey Epstein because the person who made this is 12 years old. The punches are, I said this last week where I said that it's not like amazing or anything. Like, it's not like groundbreaking, but like I would say that like the punches, I think this part's a little weird.
He was a good.
Like I don't buy this part. I don't think that two guys who are fighting would be able to like stop each other like this. Like, is that realistic? Well, perhaps it is, as we'll talk about in a second. But I said that like this fight could like pass in a movie that's not very good. It's not like super interesting. If it didn't include the zoom in on the faces, maybe it would have fooled me. Yeah. I mean, AI can't act. We all know this. AI can't act. That ship will never sail. It's not going to happen. AI can't act. It will never act meaningfully. It will never replace actors. It's not possible. If you know anything about acting, AI can't do it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The things that it could only act if it directly steals performances. That's the only way that it would ever act. Do you think it'll replace some voice actors? Not in anything worth taking seriously. It is a concern for indie projects. It's a concern for indie video games. Absolutely. It's a big problem. It's a big problem for commercials, like just replacing commercial actors. But in a movie, a lead in a movie, it just isn't. It just will never happen. It's just not possible. However, the current fight, and what I want to really talk about today is combat, is action sequences, because that is something that is under threat. Now, this does not mean that, like I said earlier, AI will never replace actors. Oh, but like it could replace fight scenes. No, I don't think that. I don't think it could meaningfully replace fight scenes in the same way it can't meaningfully replace an actor. For the same reason, an actor makes choices that they use in their performance that only a human being could make. And AI would not be able to understand the actual perspectives that cause an actor to make their choices. There's no algorithm that does that. The algorithm can only look at other actors and be like, this is generally what's considered good, but it would never make the right choice. And it would never make a better choice than an actual actor would, to the point where I think a studio would really not want to hire an actor. And then you get beyond that, the actual backlash, the fact that people aren't going to care about watching a movie if it's not a real person. There's a whole other reasons. But the reason that I'm more concerned about fight scenes is that with AI, it's not a fight against whether or not AI will meaningfully replace humans. That is never a fight that you need to worry about, because that fight has already won, because that will never happen. It can't happen. What we do have to worry about, what we do have to fight for, is whether or not the population is stupid enough to believe that it can. That is the fight, okay? And this is a fight that can't really reasonably be won with actors. An actor's performance is going to be clear to even the dumbest person that there's something lacking. But a fight scene is not. And you can see this with a lot of modern movies that don't have very good fight scenes. So that's why I said that this could pass for a fight scene.
You killed Jeffrey Epstein.
Hush. Away with you. Apparently, there's been an update on this combat. The Pitt Crew Seedance scene appears to have been just digital background and face replacement on multi-angle green screen reference videos of two real live human stunties fighting. In other words, like most AI hype, it was a con. Now, I'm seeing a lot of conflicted stuff with this, and I don't want to give my audience misinformation here. There is a lot going on with this that is very confusing and a lot of things we don't know. So I want to go into this not making any really concrete statements. What are we looking at here? So apparently, the Tom Cruise Brad Pitt fight is these guys in front of a green screen. Oh, that's actually a different one. I didn't know this one. That's the one that we just looked at. It's taking very directly from choreographed fights. We've talked about this a bit with how much this AI stuff takes from other stuff. Yeah, here's another one where that's a much closer, but it is that kind of, people have been calling it patty cake fighting. Yeah, that like swing of the arm. That's a little bit of the issue with the combat. Now, to say that it took exactly from this one green screen thing is not exactly conclusive. And it doesn't really entirely matter if it's specifically from this green screen one. It is odd that there's stuff that's specifically green screen. ByteDance probably recorded a large library of green screen footage for training and guidance. So probably. So that doesn't mean known. So like, where did this come from? Like, what is this? What is this green screen and why does it exist? This is a question that I don't have an answer for you for. It could just be a regular archive of someone who is making fight scenes, or it could have been made specifically for this AI stuff to prop it up. Hard to say. A lot of people are going really nuts with it, saying it's a con, it's this, it's that. It's really hard to say what exactly is going on with it. But the point is that stuff like this takes from other stuff. It only can take from other stuff. But it can take from other stuff in a way that it mashes it together where it's hard to really identify that it is taking from other stuff. Always wanted to choreograph fight scenes, and Seedance 2 is making that possible. Holy delusion. Holy delusion. Always wanted to choreograph fight scenes, and Seedance 2 is making that possible. Clearly, you didn't want it that bad. Like, what did you do here? So this is what their video is. This is a person who always wanted to choreograph fight scenes. You just said make it a fight scene. What would be your style as a fight choreographer if you wanted to choreograph a fight scene? Because it's not here. This is the same as all of the other ones that we just went through. It's all that smacky. The smacks also aren't very like realistic. Like you think, like look in this like thing. Like the guy has a sword. If you were choreographing a fight scene and someone had a sword, wouldn't you have to like consider the sword? Look at this. Look at how ridiculous this is. They swung the sword. They swung their fist holding the sword at the guy. Just swing the sword, bro. You would have cut his arm off. Is this what you would do? Aspiring fight choreographer? Is this what you would do if you were in the room fight choreographing this because you're so smart and you made your dream come true? You would go hit him with the sword hand and like, I don't know, maybe that's accurate. Maybe that's actually how someone would fight, and I don't think so. Yeah, he is blocking the blade with his hands, the sharp side too. I just thought it was silly that someone said, I always wanted to choreograph fight scenes. I would like to know, what did this person actually do? Like, why does this person feel like they actually choreographed a fight scene when they didn't? Like, did they say specific things? Did they say, I wanted to be a block here or a sword thing there? Like, did they literally say it to every little thing? Did they control every part of them? Like, that would still be bad in a lot of ways because you'd lose out on the acting, you'd lose out on the this. Not that I think that that would be like good in a lot of other ways, but did you do that, or did you say every possible move that they would use, or did you just say make me a fight? Because we can't really know which it is. Okay, so I wanted to end off this discussion on this. So this is not made by AI. This is Family Guy, and this is an in-depth analysis of a Family Guy extended combat scene where Chris and Meg like fight a bunch of students in their cafeteria. This is a little thing that went like in depth with it. So if you just look like, it's describing all of the different things. By now, Chris has read the opponent. Like, I think that this is a joke, that it's just someone like really, over analyzing it. But this is all like correct. Like, these are all things that the animators chose to do to make this fight happen. And this is, I think what's important to note about this is that Family Guy is considered like the bottom of the barrel. Like, Family Guy is like the bottom of entrance. It's not the bottom, but it's like kind of on the bottom in a lot of ways, where it's like, oh, like Family Guy, haha, Family Guy clips, on TikTok or whatever. And even Family Guy, that's like silly. At least it has all of this going into its combat. But AI generated combat would not have that. All these like see all the stoppages in this, which is the different things. And you have to keep track of that if you want to be a fight choreographer guy who wants to choreograph fight scenes. You have to be aware of these things. So my point is that this combat in the Seedance stuff it's all just trying to make you nervous. Most of it is either stealing directly from something. There's a possibility that they made stuff just to have it look like AI does it. Again, that's not confirmed, whatever this is and wherever it came from. Do your own research, look into it. If there's any big update on it, I'll talk about it in the future. But all of these things are just like how we accept that acting is not going to be affected by AI. We've already really accepted it a lot with writing. I feel like with writing, people are like so over the idea that like AI is going to write movies. Like, I don't hear people talk about that anymore. Like you see it, like there's like on Amazon, it's like AI books or whatever, like in YouTube videos and stuff, Sponge Truths and all that nonsense. Like, AI writing's obviously a problem, but we've really moved on from discussing it. And I think the reason for it is that an AI written movie isn't going to flash in your face. If anything, an AI written movie is just going to look like a worse movie, because you don't see it right in front of your face. The script is behind the scenes. Being an AI written movie doesn't really do you any good, because you're just going to be a worse written movie. Now, when you're an AI video or an AI movie, AI generated movie, like the visuals, you're still worse. You look worse. The acting doesn't ever resonate. The fighting is all the patty cake stuff, but it's visual. It's in your face. So it's going to be a lot harder for us to move past that, because the stuff is going to go in your face and it's going to impress dumb people. With the acting, I think people are starting to get it. I think it's just like a thing where it's like, yeah, it just isn't going to do it. It's just not going to, like the eyes, the facial expressions, it's just not going to do it. But the combat is going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight to make people understand that combat is not, because that is probably the thing that is the most at risk when it comes to Hollywood movies. Is you have a movie with a real actor, but then all the action scenes are generated. We don't want that. We need to fight against that. That's the thing that we need to be worried about. And for a lot of these reasons, it will never be as good as what it would actually be.